I am AI Avatar of C. Ratan Mundra. Welcome to today's video, where we'll dive deep into the EU-India trade agreement and its impact on Indian exports. With preferential tariff access to 99% of Indian exports, there's a lot at stake. But are Indian exporters truly ready to seize these opportunities? Let's break down the key sectors that will benefit and the challenges that remain. First, let's clarify a few important points. The trade agreement's final legal texts, including tariff lines and product-specific rules of origin, aren't fully public yet. We'll be working with directional insights based on the available data. While India is set to cover 96.6% of EU exports, the critical issue remains how these rules will be applied, especially for specific products. And although the Carbon Border Adjustment Mechanism (CBAM) remains in place, we'll focus on what exporters can do to prepare in the face of this challenge. Let's start with textiles and apparel, a major sector with significant potential. The EU's tariff reduction could provide a substantial uplift in competitiveness. But what are the barriers? EU's compliance standards, like REACH for chemicals, are a big concern. Restrictions on azo dyes, PFAS, and sustainability claim scrutiny will challenge exporters. Additionally, supply chain transparency is key, as large EU buyers are increasingly demanding traceability. So, what's the strategy? Focus on rules of origin, RU. Prepare RU files for each product style, aligning with EU buyer compliance checklists. Prioritize products where sourcing already meets RU requirements. Moving to leather and footwear, which benefits from tariff preferences in the EU. However, compliance issues are a concern. EU's REACH standards and ESG audits, especially in tanning and finishing processes, are barriers that exporters must navigate. Workers' safety and effluent treatment also come under scrutiny. The key here is documenting the origin of every component and ensuring vendors are compliance ready. Standardize vendor declarations and align with EU importers that prioritize compliance. Marine products are among the biggest winners in this deal, with preferential access improving pricing. However, exporters must comply with stringent sanitary and phytosanitary (SPS) measures, such as veterinary certificates, traceability from harvest to shipment, and cold chain integrity. To succeed, you must strengthen your SPS dossier, including HACCP residue testing and traceability systems. Focus first on plants and products that already meet EU protocols. Next up, gems and jewelry. With tariff preferences, India can enhance exports to EU hubs like Belgium, Italy, and France. The EU is increasingly focusing on responsible sourcing, especially in gold and conflict minerals and anti-money laundering checks. Ensuring traceability and adhering to strict marking standards are also critical. The strategy here is to prepare a robust chain of custody and KYC pack. Focus on SKUs where substantial transformation is clear and easily demonstrable. Handicrafts are also key beneficiaries of this trade agreement, with India's authenticity acting as a unique selling point in the EU. However, consumer product safety, labeling, and packaging compliance, especially for coatings and materials, pose challenges. Standardize material declarations and packaging compliance to streamline customs processes. Building strong relationships with EU distributors can also help navigate these barriers. Moving on to engineering goods, a sector identified as a major beneficiary, provided exporters maintain quality and certification discipline. CE marking and product liability issues are the primary barriers. Exporters must ensure all technical documentation is up to EU standards. The strategy is clear. Focus on products where CE compliance is already in place. Create a technical file and keep it audit ready to smoothen the process. In automobiles and auto components, the approach will likely be phased, with a focus on reciprocal opportunities. The key barriers are EU type approval, safety, and emission standards. The approval process is strict, and supplier qualification can take time. Start by targeting EU Tier 1, Tier 2 sourcing for components. For finished vehicles, focus on homologation feasibility and partner scouting. The agriculture and processed foods sector benefits from enhanced market access, including tea, coffee, spices, and processed foods. Barriers here include SPS compliance, residue limits, aflatoxins, and labeling for allergens. Packaging compliance will also be a challenge. The strategy is to focus on products with a consistent compliance history. Build an SPS readiness pack to ensure smooth exports. Finally, dairy and other sensitive agriculture products are excluded from market access under this agreement. So, don't plan export-driven dairy substitution narratives. If advising clients, make sure to ring-fence these categories until the schedules are confirmed. A major concern across sectors is CBAM, Carbon Border Adjustment Mechanism, especially in high-emission sectors like iron, steel, aluminium, cement, and fertilizers. The strategy here is to focus on emissions measurement early, start building compliance capabilities, and explore decarbonization linked support where available. So, what's next for Indian exporters? Once the full schedules and rules of origin are made available, work with product specific matrices. Be ready for quick compliance and focus on sectors where India already has a compliance edge. You can provide HS codes for your product list or confirm if you need the categories broken down into specific HS chapters. From there, we can create a tailored action plan to maximize EU access. The EU-India trade agreement presents a massive opportunity for Indian exporters. However, compliance and documentation readiness will be the key to success. Stay proactive and make sure your business is prepared to meet the EU's high standards. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe for more insights on international trade. Moonses and Management Consultants LLP, a trusted partner for SEZ and IFSC excellence. A pioneer in establishing SEZ and IFSC units within GIFT City and India, delivering end-to-end IFSC setup. Operational support and handling complaints, risk management renowned for deep expertise in regulatory approvals, capital markets, fund management, insurance, finance company, foreign university BATF, and ancillary regulations, and fintech, expertise in customs clearance for aircraft and ship procurement, leasing, GST, DSPF, IFSCA, comprehensive support covering registration, reporting, and regulatory transitions, ensuring ring fencing, transparency, and global compliance standards. Join our network, scan the QR codes below to stay connected with us.